Hi and welcome. Today we're going to talk about 5 cards that are going to come out in Maximum Crisis. The first card we're going to talk about is Performapal Sky Magician or Performapal Sky Magician. Which one works best for you, of course. It's a level 7 wind spellcaster type effect monster with 2500 attack, 2000 defense. The second effect of Performapal Sky Magician can only be used once per turn. The first effect is, once per turn, if you have activated a spell card, this card gains 300 attack. So basically, as soon as you activate a spell card, this card gains 300 attack. That's not too bad. I mean, it is 2500, so if you activate one spell card, it becomes 2800. If you activate 2 spell card, it's 3100. And of course, it just goes up and up and up, the more spell cards you activate. So I do think the first effect is really good. The second effect is, during either player's turn, you can target one continuous spell card you control, return it to your hand, and then you can activate one Magician continuous spell card from your hand. This effect is really good. We're gonna talk about the Magician continuous spell cards later in this video, but I'm just gonna say this ability is really solid. I mean, it's really combo oriented, so basically, you just bounce a Magician continuous, you bounce any continuous spell card you control, and then you can activate a Magician continuous spell card from your hand. But you want to bounce between the spell cards, you know. So we're going to talk about that later, why you want to bounce the Magician's continuous spell cards, because that creates a really awesome looping. So that's just amazing. We're going to talk about that later. This is just an amazing ability though, because you can just bounce a continuous spell card, and then you can just activate a continuous spell. I mean, that's just amazing in my opinion. And the third and last effect is, if this face-up card leaves the field, you can target one card on the field and destroy it. This is self-explanatory. You just destroy a card when this card leaves the field. So you can just target a card, destroy it when this card leaves the field. Super easy to explain. It's just destruction. If this card leaves the field, destroy a card on the field. Yeah, that's it. So let's go to the next card. And the next card we're going to talk about is Performapal Review Dancer or Performapal Review Dancer. It's a level 3 light spellcaster type effect monster with 800 attack and 800 defense. And the first effect is, if your opponent controls a monster and you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. This effect is pretty good, I would say. I mean, as long as your opponent controls a monster, you can basically special summon this card from your hand. Pretty simple. The second effect is, this card can be treated as as 2 tributes for a tribute summon of a Performapal monster. This effect works really good with Sky Magician, because you can, if your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, then you can tribute it, and then you can summon Sky Magician. So pretty much that's why I wanted to cover this card, because it works really well with Sky Magician, and I think this card has potential. If you want to build a Sky Magician deck, I definitely think Review Dancer has potential. But please tell me what you think about this card, and let's go to the next one. And the next card we're going to talk about is Magician's Encore. I love this card, by the way. It's a continuous spell card, so you can bounce it with Sky Magician. During your main phase, you can target one level 3 or lower spellcaster type monster in your graveyard, special summon that monster. The effect can only be used once while this card is face up on the field. I actually do like that, because you can use it in Magician Girls, because you have like 3 targets for that effect. So I do like it. I probably want to try this out in Magician Girls and see how you can use the first effect, because you have, I believe, Berry, Lemon, and Apple Magician Girl is the ones that you can actually special summon with the first effect of this card. But of course, this card is more meant for, you know, a Performapal Magician deck. But I do feel like the first effect has potential, where you can basically just target a level 3 or lower spellcast type monster in your graveyard and special summon that monster. You can only use the effect once while this card is face up on the field, but if you can bounce it with Sky Magician, you can use the effect again. That's amazing in my opinion. The second effect is, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add one Magician continuous spell card from your deck to your hand except Magician's Encore. This works really well with the Magician cards we're gonna go over actually after this one. After this card, we're gonna talk about the Magician's right and left hand. And this card works really well with that, because as soon as this card is sent to a graveyard, you can add one of them to your hand And yeah, that's pretty cool, and I like that. So that you can basically just add a Magician continuous spell card from your deck to your hand, really solid, as long as this card leaves the field, of course. But we're gonna talk about that when we come to the Magician's left and right hand. Let's go to the next card. And the first of the two Magician cards we're gonna talk about is Magician's left hand. It is a continuous spell card that has the effect once per turn when a trap effect activated by your opponent resolves. While you control a spellcaster type monster, negate that effect, and if you do, destroy it. This effect is really good in my opinion, and now you can kind of see how powerful this card is if you combine it with Sky Magician, because if you do combine this with Sky Magician's effect, this can be really solid. And of course, you can search it with Magician's Encore, which is not bad, and this card is really good. I really love this card. It's amazing. I want to run this in Magician Girls as well, because Magician Girls are spellcasters, so technically this card works there as well. So let's go to the next card. And the last card we're going to talk about in this video is Magician's right hand. It's a continuous spell card that has the effect once per turn when a spell effect activated by your opponent resolves. While you control a spellcaster type monster, negate that effect, and if you do, destroy it. So now you can kind of see why I like these two cards, because one of them destroys trap cards and negates them, and one negates spell cards and destroys them. So spell and trap card destruction and negation. That's super solid. And these two cards works really well with Sky Magician, so that's really a plus in my opinion. And of course, with Review Dancer, you can summon Sky Magician easier. And of course, you have, Magician's Encore that searches these two cards when it goes through the graveyard. I feel like Magician's right and left hand are really good cards, because negate trap cards and destroy it, negate spell cards and destroy them. Amazing effects in my opinion. But please tell me what you think about all these cards. Do you like them? Do you hate them? I think this is really cool Magician support and spellcaster support. So yeah, please tell me what you think in the comment section down below. And as always, comment, like, and subscribe. And see you next time.